Hotbox. All right. So I was recently just reading this article from it was like some British Times or something. And Keir Starmer, who's one of the party's political leaders in the UK, he said that he sees a resurgence of racism. And it just really made me start thinking more and more about this whole concept, like this weird fantasy with erasure of the past and erasure of certain actions that were widely common. So as always, I've always said to people, my parents are still alive, and they were a part of desegregation. Well, not around that, but they were there for that time, you know what I'm saying? And they remember the marches, they remember all of these things. I'm 42 or 43 years old, right? Yeah, I gotta count it all out. So I'm 43 years old, and my parents are, well, you can tell, all right? I don't want to put that out there. But, so if they're still alive, and they remember those times, and now think about how many people are in a political spot in Congress or Senate, or some in the presidency, that were around for those times. Now think about it like this. What side were they on when they came about? Now also think about this. If the majority of the House and Senate are white napkin males, right? I'm sorry, I cannot give you the respect today. Because I'm just tired. Anyways, so napkin males, and for the most part, they are over 60 to 70 years old. Which means that they were around for those times, which means that they knew all about it, which means that they either partook in it or they didn't. And so now, I tell this to say this. When do you think racism actually left? And, I find it interesting because there's going to be a lot of people who say, well, when he freed the slaves. Fucking no. Oh, God. This is where I find this topic very interesting. Because after there was the Emancipation Proclamation, which was just a proclamation, and I am very scared to talk about it like that because I don't know what freak will be out there to try and say, oh, well, let's go look into this further to try and find some way to justify them being, at a higher level. Because, let's face it right now, napkin males, the reason why they are going through, we're the most hated. Yeah, you are. Because look at the legacy you come from. Your lineage that you come from, yeah, you would be hated. But the thing is that instead of changing yourselves, you just keep on furthering it and then acting stupid or playing stupid as if, I don't know what you're talking about. You know exactly what you're fucking doing, you fucking morons. And I hate when people are out there saying that, I don't have a race streak in my body, but I just said something racist. Yeah, okay, if it slips out, or if you were just having a bad day and your bad day, your remedy for a bad day is racism, yeah. But I find, I also love this one too. Racism ended for black people. Yeah, now everybody's racist against white people. Yeah, you're racist. No. That's all I can, I'm sorry. Whenever I hear a napkin tell me, well, no. People can be racist against anybody. People can be racist. People are so racist towards white people. Yeah, okay. Sure thing, buddy. Well, how come we can't have our own fucking holiday? Our own month? Because you've got an entire goddamn continent. You've got, I don't even want to go into that. So you got everything you wanted out of this, but you want what we got? Does that sound a little familiar? Just saying. So, anyways, Keir Starmer, he's all about racism is back. It was gone. And we need to dispel it. Because the person that is brown is the one that's bringing it back. What? And now the way that I'm saying that, I wish I could show you the photo of his speech, because he was quite literally, all right, all the ones, like, quite literally, he was like, whoa! And, like, if you were to see the photo, it's in black and white too, which makes it even more interesting, because he looks like Churchill. Like, he looks like he's just, I mean, the way that he's dressed and everything. Whoa, that is weird. And this guy's just like, yeah, the brown guy. The brown guy is making racism come back. For us! I mean, quite literally, I'm going to see if I can link it. Link the article to it, because you have to see the photo. Because, I mean, like, this guy literally has his hands, like, outstretched like this. And he's talking to the people. He's like, oh. Bro, I'm sorry. And to me, that is like, that is the embodiment of racism. Like, to boldly go where no napkin has gone before. Oh, these are the crew member of the Racism Voyager. Anyways, so, like I was saying, with, my parents being alive, those being in office, still around, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, all those guys are like 100 years old and shit like that. Dude, like, do you know how long ago that was, man? You're looking back in the 40s and 50s and shit? Wait, you're going back even further than that. Motherfucker, there is no need for you to be there. But now, I'm just saying, how does racism die if it has lived on into the future? Now, let's go back to the Emancipation Proclamation thing, right? So, if racism ended at that point, why were the Jim Crow laws immediately enacted? That is a form of legalized racism. And you morons want to sit there. No, you guys aren't morons. Okay, some of you. Okay, majority. All right, look. I'm going to give you some credit. You're not dumb when it comes to everything you're trying to deny. You know it. Now, some things you might not know in detail, but overall, you know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. Because you know how to make these arguments, but you're actually, I don't know. All right. So basically, I see what you're doing. You're taking all of your marching orders from some weird chain of command. I guess a very weird chain of command, because sometimes you will take what a senator or a congressman and a woman is saying, but I mean, it's all coming from Trump, so it doesn't really matter. You get your marching orders straight from Trump. And what's Trump telling you? Everything's fine, except everybody hates us, and they hate us because everything's fine. That's why they want to support terrorism and all that. Oh yeah, they want criminals in our country. What in the hell kind of a dumbass really believes that? Why would we want criminals? Like, how fucking... Okay, now here is an interesting situation. You guys keep saying, oh, you got Trump derangement syndrome. Well, I really wish you guys would think about how you say things and how you put things and go off on it. Because if I hear Trump derangement syndrome, well, I'm going to think that, yeah, you're a deranged Trump supporters. Because you have Trump derangement. You're deranged for Trump. Right? Makes sense, right? But it does only make sense that the dumbest fuck around is the one that gave that to you. And then it just is like that chef's kiss to hear you fucks, repeat it willy-nilly. But my number one question will always be this. What happens when Trump is gone? Now, MAGA, I hope that you would try and troll me and answer this question, but I will say this. Heed my words. Be careful how you answer. Because that is definitely a double-edged sword. Because you can sit there and say, oh, well, he's not leaving. Oh, really? Why not? And then that would further go into him always breaking the law and him giving unlawful orders. That you can see where people would say, we don't want him in office and we don't want our military to support unlawful orders. You're going to sit there like, oh, when did they ever give an unlawful order? Okay, all the boats, the extrajudicial killings that are going on. And he's ordering those people to do it. Yeah, so miss you with that bullshit. And you can have the day you certainly deserve. Yeah, anyways.